Before you leave this video, pay attention. There is a story in the Bible that shows how a single dream can change the destiny of an entire nation and open doors no one else could open. It's the story of Joseph, the young Hebrew who went from a forgotten slave to governor of Egypt, all because God used him to reveal a secret even Pharaoh himself couldn't understand. Imagine the palace of Egypt, with its golden walls, armed guards, and restless advisors. Pharaoh, the most powerful man on earth, cannot sleep in peace. Night after night, a strange dream haunts him. 7 fat cows, devoured by 7 skinny cows. 7 full ears of grain swallowed by 7 dry ones. He wakes up sweating, heart pounding, unable to find an explanation. The magicians, the wise men, the soothsayers, all are summoned. Each one tries to give an answer, but the mystery remains. The dream is like a divine riddle, sealed from all human understanding. The palace, accustomed to swift decisions and absolute commands, now trembles in silent tension. And in that moment of desperation, someone remembers a forgotten name. The king's cupbearer, who had been imprisoned years before, recalls a young Hebrew with an extraordinary gift, the precise interpretation of dreams. Joseph, the slave sold by his brothers, betrayed, falsely accused, and thrown into a dark prison. Suddenly, iron doors swing open. Messengers rush to the dungeon. Joseph is summoned. Before appearing, he shaves, changes his clothes, and is brought to the grand throne hall. The scene is majestic, towering columns, incense burning, vigilant soldiers, and at the center, Pharaoh, desperate for an answer no man has been able to give. Pharaoh looks at Joseph and recounts the dreams with a firm voice, though his eyes are full of unease. He wants to know what it all means. Joseph, calm and composed, does not rush. He does not pretend to have power of his own. Instead, he declares boldly, "It is not in me." God will give Pharaoh an answer of peace. The entire hall holds its breath. Joseph listens carefully to every detail of the dream. While others are confused by symbols and metaphors, Joseph sees the invisible hand of God behind every scene. He understands that the fat cows represent years of abundance, while the skinny cows symbolize years of devastating famine. Joseph speaks with clarity, each word falling like a hammer of truth. 7 years of great abundance will come over all the land of Egypt. Then 7 years of famine will consume everything. The dream was given twice because the decision of God is firm, and it will happen soon. The silence is almost tangible. Every person in the hall feels the weight of that revelation. But Joseph doesn't stop at interpretation. He offers a solution. He suggests that Pharaoh appoint a wise and discerning man to oversee the land, store food during the years of plenty, and prepare Egypt for the coming crisis. It's more than advice. It's a strategy for survival. Pharaoh is amazed. He sees in Joseph something beyond human wisdom. He recognizes that the Spirit of God is within him. And then the impossible happens. The Hebrew slave, fresh out of prison, is made governor of Egypt, the second most powerful man in the nation, outranked only by Pharaoh himself. A plot twist only Joseph's God could have written. Now think about the irony. The young man, sold like merchandise by his own brothers, humiliated and forgotten, is exalted at the exact moment needed to save not only Egypt, but also his own family and the people through whom the Savior would come. What looked like a tragic ending was, in fact, a perfect plan. Joseph begins managing Egypt's resources with discipline and vision. During the 7 years of plenty, he stores grain in vast silos, ensuring nothing goes to waste. Each sack of grain stored is a silent reminder that God had spoken and would fulfill his word. When the years of famine finally arrive, Egypt is not caught off guard. Neighboring nations, desperate and starving, come seeking food. Among them is a group of weary, hungry men from Canaan, Joseph's brothers. They have no idea that the ruler dressed in fine linen is the very brother they once betrayed. The emotion of this moment is overwhelming. Joseph recognizes every face, every look, every scar from the past. But instead of revenge, he sees an opportunity for redemption. The boy who was sold now has the power to save those who hurt him. In the end, Joseph reveals his identity and speaks words that echo through the ages. You planned evil against me, but God turned it for good. This statement isn't just about Joseph, it's about the way God rules over history. Pharaoh's dream wasn't merely an agricultural forecast. It was a reminder that God is sovereign, that nothing escapes his control, and that he can transform even pain into blessing. And this message reaches you today. Maybe you're living through years of prison, of injustice, of delayed dreams. Maybe it feels like no one remembers your name. But just as God prepared Joseph in the silence, he is also preparing you for something greater. Sometimes what feels like a delay is actually divine strategy. What feels like injustice is training. What feels like loss is only the prelude to a victory you can't yet imagine. The story of Joseph is more than an ancient account. It's an invitation to trust. God not only interprets dreams, he fulfills them. He turns slaves into rulers, tears into harvest, prisons into palaces. If this message touched you, share this video with someone who needs to be reminded that God still writes stories of redemption. Subscribe to the channel, leave a like and comment on what spoke to your heart. Your life is also in the hands of the one who turns curses into blessings. ChatGPT Pode.